Hey, Taurus, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your October 2024 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Taurus, in today's bonus reading, we will take a look at advice from your future self, possibly regarding a current situation, question, or struggle that you are dealing with at this time. And I do see you are working through closure. Your current energy is the Death card. Your present self may be dealing with an ending of some sort. Okay, you have massive transformation taking place, and your future self is reminding you not to resist this change because it could be more difficult the more we try to resist it or fight it or hang on to something that must die. Okay, let's start off with your oracle cards and then we'll dive into more messages for you from the tarot. But you have Mother Earth. We all want to feel nurtured and wise, like a loving mother nurturing her child, providing guidance and a gentle, loving touch. You don't need an outside source to feel this way, Taurus. You are divinely made with this Mother Earth bond, wisdom, and imprint within you. Okay, male or female, it does not matter. You are connected to the divine mother, right? And we are shifting frequencies at such a rapid pace that we are connecting more so with this divine feminine energy. And it is about nurturing and taking care of ourselves, taking care of the planet. And I feel like some of you may have struggled with external validation in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like you've been doing a lot of personal work on yourself, a lot of personal work. Some of you may be spending more time in nature, okay? Or you're guided at this time from your future self to be present and know that you're fully supported. So the more that you can ground yourself, the better. You are an earth sign. And that's really going to help center you and help you feel connected. Because what I get here with the Death card showing up in reverse is some of you feel very disconnected from a goal, from an individual, or possibly even a part of yourself, an aspect of yourself you feel very far away from. And I see you coming back home to you by grounding your energy, going barefoot, getting outside, and just being present is a big message here. Your mantra, Taurus: I have everything I need within me now, and I am fully supported, loved, and wise. So I am getting Five of Pentacles vibes here. Some of you, there may be a struggle financially or regarding health. Okay, mentally, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. And I see that you are undergoing a massive change in your life with the Death card. But trust in the magic of new beginnings. Trust that there's something that is coming in here for you, a new beginning, because endings always bring new beginnings. And I feel like this is a new beginning that is going to fill your cup. Okay, it's going to fill your cup. And that's another message you have here from your future self is soul cup. We cannot serve others if we are not first serving ourselves. We need to fill up our soul cup first. Do you feel soul full, Taurus, or do you feel soul drained? So finding that balance here, but also doing things that feel good to you. Now, some of you may be people pleasers, over givers, overachievers, overextenders, right? And I feel like there needs to be this softening with this divine feminine. There needs to be a softening into maybe receiving some sort of help or receiving some sort of acknowledgement or abundance. But sometimes we tend to subconsciously push it away. Or, have you ever received a compliment on your hair or on an outfit and you're like, oh, this old ratty sweater, nah, it's nothing special, right? We tend to push away compliments or things that are beautiful because we don't always feel worthy or deserving of them. And I see here that changing. That could be part of a belief for you, Taurus, that is really taking a shift. What can you do today to fill your soul cup? Okay, today's mantra: I honor my mind, body, and spirit. I will do one thing today that brings me joy. So focusing on your joy, your happiness, your abundance is going to help you towards this new beginning instead of focusing perhaps on the past or, on the struggle that you're going through potentially with that 5 energy that I'm picking up. Some of you may even be seeing 5s, 555. And as I said that I'm seeing 55 on the clock. And I see some of you have felt, like you weren't enough and something had ended because of it. And I see you being reborn. Spirit is saying wait till the end for that one. But I do feel like you're being reborn in a sense. And your present self is consciously aware of this. You are aware that there is a transformation taking place. But let's see what your future self says here. Look at that. You have the strength. When you have the strength card showing up, there's nothing you cannot overcome. The strength card is overcoming difficulty. It's self-control and it's facing fears. The strength is also a massive energy around compassion, staying compassionate with yourself while you're going through something quite significant here. Now, I am getting, Taurus, with this strength and death. This is a big chapter or a big completion in your life's story, right? This is not just turning the next page in your storybook. For a lot of you, this is a completely new chapter of your life or a completely new book for some of you. And your future self wants to remind you how strong you are, how much you have overcome. And at times we tend to self-doubt, right? We tend to doubt that things are going to get better, or we tend to doubt that we're taken care of, that we won't be left out in the cold. And your future self is here to remind you that you will overcome this. This too shall pass. And it's actually going to strengthen your heart in ways that you never thought possible. But also by strengthening the heart, it's going to create more compassion and vulnerability, because that is where true strength lies. Strength isn't closing the heart, right? Strength isn't shutting down. Strength isn't running from challenges. It is you really reaching in and being the change that you wish to see. And I see that you are someone who is very wise, very compassionate. Some of you have intense eyes. Okay, I'm getting intense eyes, very dreamy. You can get lost in your eyes. They do say the eyes are the seat of the soul. So some of you, there is some sort of significance here around the eyes. And your future self wants to remind you to stay compassionate and open through some changes that are taking place, because we can tend to shut down, fight, flight, feel very, angry, feel very weak, okay? And focusing on your strengths at this time are going to help you in the best ways possible. Now, what is the current situation for Taurus? What's the current situation Taurus may be going through, or a struggle or a question? What do we have at this time? The Magician. You're working on manifesting something, but in the past you have manifested an outcome that you didn't really love. Okay, you didn't really love, or it feels like there may have even been manipulation involved, or there's been miscommunication in some way, shape, or form. But the Magician here, look at this, 3 major arcanas. Taurus, this is a big month for you. It's a big month for a lot of people. October is, but I also see here for you there's something internal happening. Something internal. You are shifting. So if you feel like taking a step back, if you feel like taking some time for yourself, don't be hard on yourself. Give yourself that break, because you are working on manifesting a new beginning, but you don't want to repeat something that didn't work in the past. And that's why the Death card is showing up here. Now, sometimes this Magician is about, your skills and your talents. And I feel here that through this situation, through some sort of an ending, you're actually acquiring a gift within yourself that maybe you're already aware of. Perhaps this is claircognizance. This could be mediumship. It could be empathy. Perhaps you are a healer. But I feel like this gift is strengthening. And that is also part of this Death and this Strength card, is letting go of criticism, scrutiny, judgment, and self-doubt. If you are doubting yourself, your beautiful self, Taurus, in any way possible, this is a time for you to say, I deserve the very best. I have come a long way on my journey and I will not give up. I am a fighter. I am courageous. I am brave, right? You have something deep within you. You are very, very magical. You are very powerful here, and you will overcome this period that feels like there's been a delay. There's been a tad bit of a delay, or it feels like your wishes, your aspirations, your dreams are way off in another universe, but it's closer than you think here. And when you have the Magician showing up, this is, your abilities, your talents. You are a leader. You are a communicator. This can be a singled type of energy. Maybe some of you are single here, or you have been rejected, or you've cut off a situation because it was very challenging or difficult, or because you've learned a valuable lesson. But I do see a circling around for you to do like one last clean sweep is what I'm picking up. Some of you, there's a clean sweep. There's possibly one more hoop to jump here in order for you to manifest a new beginning. And I do feel like there's a new beginning coming in. I'm getting strong, full energy, strong aces. There's a gift coming in for you, but there may be a little bit of healing or a pause, such as the Hanged Man or even the Four of Swords. But let's take a look and see, what should you spend less time on? What should we spend less time on? All right, spend less time. Knight of Wands. Spend less time on being inconsistent in some way, shape, or form, okay? Because the Knight of Wands energy, it can be restlessness, impulsivity, or inconsistency, okay? Knight of Wands can be chasing instant gratification. And I know that we all, and I'm going to say every single one of us, we chase happiness or instant pleasure, instant gratification, because it is something that is built into our human DNA, right? We want to feel good. I mean, who doesn't? But I also see there may be some sort of sacrifice. That's why that Hanged Man keeps showing up here. There may be some sort of sacrifice that says, if you stay consistent, right? If you stay consistent here, you will be the victor. And spend less time on chasing that quick fix, because you could be spiritually bypassing a lesson. And when we spiritually bypass a lesson, you go back around and you have to learn it again. And I have a feeling here that you have more than enough courage, bravery, stamina, determination to go all the way, whatever that may mean for you, Taurus. So what should we spend more time on? What should we spend more time on here for Taurus in the future? There's that Hanged Man. Yep. There's the Hanged Man. We should spend more time finding positive solutions to coming out of the and there's the Five of Pentacles. Look at that. You can't make it up. There's the two fives that were showing up at the beginning of your reading. We have the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Swords with the Hanged Man. Oof. Okay. So what should we spend more time on? Well, for one, finding ways to deal with or heal the problem, okay, instead of feeling like you don't have a way out or feeling like you have to be in the midst of fight energy, fight or flight or drama. Oh, some of you may be spending more time on, coming out of this awakening, but I feel like there is a need for this, okay? There's a need because it's in the category here of spending more time. This could be spending more time possibly reflecting on how you respond to conflict. How do you respond to conflict? Why is there a heightened sense of walking on eggshells? Where did this come from? Why are you feeling hypervigilant? Why is there a need to fight or flight? Why is there a belief that says you're not good enough or you're not going to be financially successful? Why or where did you ever feel in your life that you were left out in the cold? So I feel like there is a little bit of taking a look at things from new perspectives, because that's going to change everything. That is what this spiritual awakening is for you. That's this transformation with the death. So you can let go of old ways of doing things based out of fears. Okay, old ways of doing things, maybe even since very early on in your life, you had learned to survive based on conditioning that you've gone through. You've learned to survive based on, your parents, societal standards, teachers, even friendships and friend groups that you've navigated with. So, and even relationships or marriage or whatever you have gone through, because that's where we build up our belief system, is what we've gone through and who has been our role model, right? It's basically that Hierophant energy. And when I see the 5 of Swords showing up in reverse, this is beautiful because it means that, it's not beautiful. It's a heavy energy. Don't get me wrong, but it means that you've been humbled. You have been humbled in some way, shape, or form. And I see with this 5 of Swords that some of you were taken advantage of, or you may have been in a union where your claws came out. Look at that 5 of Swords. That lion, his teeth are fierce. And here you are. You're showing up as the lion here as well. So there was a situation that brought out a side of you that maybe was survival. Every one of us are going to shed our teeth when we are in a position of survival in some way, shape, or form. But again, I feel like there's a lesson being learned from this situation. How can you do things differently? How can you not strike, or how can you not be taken advantage of? You may have been manipulated. Maybe there was someone you were dealing with that you had to walk away from because it was a constant battle of the egos. And it really affected your health. It affected your finances. It affected your money. And now we're in that Hanged Man energy where there are solutions, there are ways, but this is the brink of an awakening. And I see you spending some time on, remember I said you have one last hurdle? This could be it. This could be doing things in a way that you've never done before, because you have a new beginning. There's a fresh start, and 5 and 5 equals 10. That is an ending, bringing in a new beginning. And the Hanged Man showing up is saying you're finding ways to see things from different points of view, different ways. You're finding ways out of conflict. You are finding solutions to your money problems. You are thinking in unconventional ways. And that is what you are meant to spend time on. Where can you think unconventionally? Because that is going to be the turning point. And then stick to it, right? Knight of Wands, this is sticking to it because you are the creator of your future. Your future self wants you to know that, okay? You are the creator here. So the steps that you are taking now to find conflict resolution, to find better ways of being, healthier ways of choosing your path. I'm also getting here healthier ways in dealing with conflict, but remaining open are going to change everything. What should we remember? What do we need to remember? Okay. Oh, remember that you are a communicator. Remember that there are invitations coming in for you. You have the messenger, you have justice, and the Eight of Wands. There's some sort of communication, possibly with your again, higher self, your future self, regarding justice. I'm also getting could be a legal situation that you've gone through, Taurus, or you've been wronged in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like there's going to be a message. Remember that you have come this far, and you didn't get this far just to get this far, right? And Eight of Wands is about being able to move forward rapidly. And I see that there's balance, there's justice, there's karma. We are smack dab in Libran energy. So Taurus, there's justice coming around. There's justice here. Remember that sometimes we don't always see how karma plays out for other people, but that's their soul's path. That's their soul's journey. We have to trust. But I do feel like you're going to see this. There's some energy coming around that says, okay, that was handled in a poor way or a poor manner, or it was something that had manifested that didn't turn out to be in the highest good, or maybe it was, but it needed to come to an end, right? And you have the strength to gain this closure or to bring something to completion, and justice is here. So remember that the laws of the universe always come into effect, and there's some sort of invitation or message or news. I'm also getting a letter that you've written yourself for some of you Taurians, or this is you've journaled. I feel like there could be a handwritten message or letter that you have wrote yourself, or you've wrote to another individual. It almost feels like there's balance within those words or within the energy that you felt while you were writing something. But I also feel there will be an invitation here to restore balance. And remember that, because again, it's a universal law. Now let's look at what to let go of. What do we need to let go of? What's this big energy with the Death? I mean, we do talk about inconsistency here, but let's look at what do we need to let go of. Three of Pentacles, the concept of support not being available. Okay, some of you, because you've been wronged or wronged by maybe a group of people with this Three of Pentacles, some of you may feel like you need rescuing, or it may feel like you're looking externally for someone to rescue you. And Taurus, some of you may be getting upset saying, "Nuh-uh, I can do everything myself. I don't need to be rescued." If that's your first immediate response, that may be something that's worth looking into, because you haven't had some sort of tribe, or for some of you, you have, but there's been an ending in this tribe. Maybe a family member. There could be, I mean, some of you, this could quite be a physical loss that you are dealing with at this time, and it's taking all your strength to get through the day or to work on something here. Work on the grief, work on the pain, the rage, the anger, right? It's the different levels of grief you may be going through. And the Three of Pentacles is allowing others to maybe come to your rescue, okay? Or allowing others to help support you in whatever way possible. And I see here with this Three of Pentacles, a lot of you may also wear many different hats, and sometimes you feel like you have to take care of everyone, or it feels like you are, you're the maid, you are the caregiver, you are, the grocery shopper, you are, the business owner, you are, you name it. There's a role or a label that you play, and I feel like there's many of them. And sometimes you feel a little bit overwhelmed by all of the hats that you wear. And I feel it's important to let go of the feeling of needing to do everything on your own, and manifesting help or saying yes to it. And this kind of goes back to what we were saying in the very beginning. It is opening up to that divine mother, receptivity, right? She is a receiver. She is very nurturing and very fertile. Can you be nurtured? Can you allow yourself to nurture you, or to have other people nurture you in some way? So let go of feeling so independent, or let go of the belief that you do not have support, because even if it's not physically here, you have support on the spiritual realm. You have ancestral help. And I see that you are working on manifesting soul tribe. Maybe this is a new partnership. This could be a bestie. This could be, a family member that comes to your aid. There is support here, or it's something you're manifesting or working on. So what do we need to give ourselves credit for? What do we need to give Taurus credit for here? I mean, I think you deserve a lot of credit with what you've gone through, or what you are going through. But the Seven of Cups is, give yourself credit because you've tasted life's experiences. Seven of Cups says that you've been given lots of choices, lots of options. And at times, yes, it's confused you with that Hanged Man. You haven't been sure which to choose. What path? What do I do from here? Do I choose left? Do I choose right? And I do feel here, give yourself credit because you have grounded your energies, because you felt very scattered, but you've grounded yourself in order to be able to explore the possibilities, explore the options out there. And sometimes you fail to recognize that there are other ways of doing things. So give yourself credit again for all that you have done. You've done a lot. Seven of Cups, emotionally, I feel like you've gone through a lot of situations that have helped you grow, helped you evolve in significant ways. And yes, there's been confusion, but I do see here clarity and overcoming some illusion that may have kept you in that Hanged Man, or may still be keeping you. You always come back to knowing what is right. But it may feel at times like you go through all the options, right? All the pros, all the cons, or you have to kind of touch all of the jewels out there and say, what one feels best? It's like going into a crystal shop and you really tuning into the energies of the crystals, and you want to take them all home with you, right? But that's just impossible. And I feel like you are choosing the one that really stands out to you. That's your gift, is the opportunity to choose what aligns with your energy. But sometimes you may second guess, right? Sometimes you sit there in the crystal shop holding up a couple and you're like, is it this one or is it this one? I want them both. But give yourself credit for at least having the option to walk into the crystal store and choose. All right. What's the potential? What is the potential to become or manifest? What is the outcome here? What do we have for Taurus? I feel like it's the gift here. There's a gift coming in. King of Wands, I'll take it. King of Wands is marching to the beat of your own drum. The opportunity here to manifest is yours. This is you reaching some goals, because the King of Wands is goal-oriented. He's very passionate and driven. He is a thought leader. Even though this isn't the King of Swords, he does manifest quite quickly, right? And I feel like you're focusing on your business. This could be entrepreneurship. This could be your adventures, your success, your spirituality. This is someone who's very warm and very resourceful. And I see here that you are setting sail in some way, shape, or form. And I'm hearing that song, Sail. Okay. And I feel like you are no longer sitting at the shores, tending to your ship, as they say. I feel like you have been sitting there, tending to your ship, making sure everything is good, planning. And maybe you felt like the opportunities or the circumstances were out of your control. Maybe it felt like the weather around wasn't ready to take that ship out, but the outcome is saying here, oh, it's coming in and it's your time, and you know how to navigate. You are the one that is navigating this ship, and there's many around. So remember, you're not alone. You're an influencer, Taurus. You're an influencer, and I feel like you are marching to the beat of your drum because you've stayed consistent. We have that Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. Instead of feeling like you were wanting to look for the next quick thing or the next best thing instantly, I feel like you've stuck something out here, a long-term goal or dream, but the way in which you manifested it or parts of it, you may be shifting. Okay, just like he's doing on that ship, he's holding that, I don't know the terminology for sailing, but he's holding on to the piece of the ship, and I feel like he's steering it in the ways that feel good through the choppy waters. And I'm not saying that there's going to be, such choppy waters, but it feels adventurous, right? It feels like instead of it being, no wind, if he's out wind sailing and you just sit there and you're not having any fun, this is like giddy up, yeehaw, buckle up. And I see that there is adventure. Some of you could be traveling. Some of you, this is taking a business or a career or your success to, the next level. I'm getting next generation. Okay, interesting. Some of you could be helping the next generation to come. You could be an influencer of some sort, and you're really out there doing your thing here. So this is beautiful. And we have Wild You. Well, how interesting is this? Are you wanting to express yourself, throw down your hair, move your body? There's within us all an inner wise and feminine or masculine leader waiting to unleash. How did you express yourself as a child? Connect back to your inner wise, intuitive self. Okay, how would it feel to express yourself? Because that's what you're doing here. The King of Wands, he is all about expression. He is someone who is adventurous and warm and expresses himself not just through, his voice, but he expresses himself through his actions because he's very adventurous and he inspires other people to be adventurous. You are someone that gets others out of their comfort zone, Taurus. And I feel like you are expressing yourself in all ways possible, but you may have been stuck inside of some sort of confinement, or you had to break out of something in order to be this wild you that you are capable of, in order to express yourselves and your creativity and be able to get out there and sail the ship in the direction that you want and have a little fun while you're doing it. So that is what I have for you. Advice from your future self. Don't give up on your dreams. Even though there's been some conflict, there's been some issues along the way, take what you've learned. There's balance, a rebalancing here of the scale. Some of you rebalancing of maybe some karma with the Justice card showing in, but you have everything you need to choose, right? 7 of Cups. That's what you need to give yourself credit for, is that there are additional ways of handling things or other options out there available to you. Don't be so quick to choose, though, is what I'm getting with the Knight of Wands. Because when we impulsively grab what we need, maybe we are running into that crystal shop and maybe we're not even quite sure, but we just grab something just for the sake of having it, then it kind of defeats the whole purpose of tuning into your energy and alignment. Give yourself a little bit of that time. Don't feel rushed. Okay, don't feel rushed. If you don't have time to go into the crystal store, wait until you do have time, because you're going to want to explore some of these options out here in order to get to this King of Wands. And that is what I have for you. I hope this resonates, Taurus. If so, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. And thank you so much for tuning in today. Lots of love.